Alright, here we go. Hello everybody, it is me again, Penguin21, and today, well, this was going to originally go into the ending month thing, but ended up being such a big and interesting story, and just one that I kind of wanted to just talk about and make fun of, that I broke it off into its own smaller form video. Now, I will probably already have the news up without this, but if this came up before on my usual Tuesday, because I wanted a smaller video on Tuesdays, then there's your explanation. But that is coming. The end of month salt roundup is a thing that exists. I will probably have it linked either in the description or at the end of this video, or in the iCard if I remember to do that thing. But overall, what exactly is this specific story that we are looking at, as well as the two mini-stories at the end of this video? The main topic of today's video is Randy Pitchford. Who is that? Well, let me tell you. Randy Pitchford is the CEO of the Borderlands, well, not Borderlands, but Gearbox themselves. And Borderlands is one of their most popular series, at least concurrently. Now, after Borderlands 3, which was not great in terms of massive receptions, as well as the Tiny Tina's Wonderland, a lot of the Borderlands developers have kind of gotten into the head, at least Randy himself has gotten into his head, that apparently, since he waged through that controversy, there is no possible way that any worse controversy could actually happen here. That lasted all of about 2 seconds. Anyway, so what exactly was the little story here to be talking about? This actually did end up getting picked up by IGN in the end, but here's the actual tweet in question. So of course we start this off with The Treasured Teacher, very interesting username, where he says, Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't gonna pay $80 and feed this notion of consistent increasing the price tag. You are the CEO, you have some say in the price to when it could be when it comes to your publisher. Now, I'm not sure of the logistics of how exactly that actually ends up working. It might not be fully his call because he does also have to bend towards investors and things like that because, you know, they still have to make money to keep the doors open. But Randy Pitchford's very nuanced and very good take here. By the way, he wasn't actually pinged in this, which means that he was probably watching the comments as well. Says the following. A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store, Starflight, for Sega Genesis were $80 in 1981 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in Pismo Beach, and I found a way to make it happen. What a dog shit response. Just gonna put it out there. I know that I normally tackle these with a lot more nuanced and comedic value, but quite honestly, sometimes you just run out of clever. And that's today, because, well, to be quite honest, this is just awful. As I have also dealt with other people who respond the same way, this is somehow worse in the terms of that it's a CEO for it. If I was to put this in my, top 10 dumbest CEOs of all time, things that have been said here, this would probably rank, at least in the honorable mentions, maybe even number 11 with just how stupid this actual claim is. Telling that people who are real fans will find a way to make it work is no different, really, than saying just consume product and then get excited for next product. So, literally dumb. He did get absolutely ratioed in the comments here. I don't actually have it here because it got cut off in the screenshot because I'm dumb. But he did get very ratioed in the comments. Very few likes and a lot of people commenting and retweeting it. We're going to take a look at a few of those responses today and right now. With, of course, being the one where I originally found this tweet, by the by, being Ono It's Alex, saying, A, you're a CEO, it's literally your call. Not entirely true. I don't think that Alex is correct there. I think, again, he might have some say in it, but not entirely. B, if you're a fan of people buying your games, you'd make it happen and not charge $80 for your games. Again, I completely agree opinion-wise with that, but again, he doesn't necessarily have the call to those things. It's just a little bit pricey and dicey. And he says, stop using 1991 game prices as a reason to justify game prices today. It's a false equivalency. That is distinctly nothing but based facts and logic for you right there. So, good on you, Alex. 2 out of 3 is not bad. Still an 80%. Anyway. Of course, this also got picked up by IGN, where Gearbox chief Rudy Pitchford is expressing $80 games. It says, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. Thanks, IGN. Your contributions are net zero, as always. Computer kind of follows this up with a tweet here talking about how about Borderlands fans are you guys willing to make it happen. Some people might be defending this, other people might not, but again, $80 games is being defended here. This also then led to a very interesting thing that happened with the actual other games of Borderlands 2 and I think Borderlands 1 as well, where they actually distinctly started to get review bombed, not just because they were pretty good, pretty weird games, but the EULA somehow, I guess, either got updated or people started to look into the EULA because Pirate Nation here says people are review bombing the Borderlands games because Gearbox made EULA changes. Okay, so the EULA changes were kind of there before. And it looks like people are review bombing the entire Borderlands series because Gearbox made a EULA change that can apparently gain root access level to your machine under the guise of anti-cheat software and collect personal info like accounts, passwords, telephone numbers, etc. Jesus fucking Christ, what is happening right now? How is it that a game that's so beloved by people, even Borderlands 2, that can get a EULA-like root access to your computer to get a bunch of stuff like that is insane. And I don't think that it can collect personal info like accounts, passwords, and telephone numbers. At least I don't think so. I don't know specifically what root access means to specifically the computer. It's not like a kernel level anti-cheat where it takes it to the kernel level, but root access, I think, no? Even with my minimal IT knowledge, I think that that's still bad. And with most people, it should be a little bit scary because root access, I'm not sure if it can collect all of that information or if the EULA specifically states it. If it does, I fucking eat my words entirely and just say that is absolute balls. But still, I'm not entirely sure as I don't know the EULA off the top of my head, nor have I actually talked, nor have I actually seen about it. Anyway. We are now going to look at the replies to that Randy Pitchford tweet from the top of the video. Let's look at some of them and laugh hilariously. Captain NVM here says C with a picture of the good old Pirate Bay. I have nothing to add here, this is just fucking hilarious. And also kind of true in some cases. Now, I will also like to say that there were a couple of interesting characters, some people that I've actually talked about on this channel. One of them was Mighty Keith, and he absolutely ratioed that man with 2.3k likes when I think the Randy one didn't even get past 200 to 300, maybe he got like 1k or something, but Jesus Christ. But Mighty Keith coming in here saying, implying people aren't really fans if they don't fork over $80 for the game sounds like Reddit user logic. Come on, man. That is... I know that Mighty Keith will never beat the allegations of being a PlayStation fanboy, but that is bars. I'm gonna be honest, Chief. Another person who also decided to ratio him today, and not even anything interesting, but also something, you know, that's been a meme for forever, the good old Fallout 4, everyone disliked that meme from Colt Eastwood. My God, what is happening right now? Like, if Mighty Keith came out of here down and with the chair onto the tarmac, onto the pavement or whatever, onto the canvas, I guess that's where we're making the wrestling analogy. If Mighty Keith came out with the chair into the canvas, I think that Colt Eastwood just came off the top rope to really kind of rub in the salt. Very nice. Next up here we have Fake Hair Bear, I guess is his full @ with, if your intention was to inspire people to buy this game, with that weak-ass cuckold comment you just made, I regret to inform you that the opposite effect will happen. Now I'm out. And again, nothing but facts detected here. Also, again, having that good old 1.3k likes in this context was some of the things. We're gonna get into the people who also didn't ratio him, but again, I didn't include the ratio. I really should have, and I'm sorry for that. I know people kind of jerk off to that a little bit, but Tebow here with a no way you actually said that shit of back in my day with some more interesting things. And this one's funnier too because this one was actually of the Muppets kind of laughing at him. Again, using the thing of back in my day is something that is always thinking. Yes, I know I say back in my day the same way like an old man says it, but it's just become my kind of joke thing that I do. I know that it gets weird whenever I say it because I, you know, have a lot less in terms of years of life than, say, Randy or other people, but it's just really funny to me how he can say, oh yeah, back in 1991 when we were still eating out of cardboard and deciding to, you know, walk up uphill both ways to school with the bum leg and the cane that I just decided to fish out of the water from a shark's mouth, you know, I used to actually make it work. Brother, it's current year. You might want to not do that. Kind of false equivalency, but moving on. Next up here we have Tesla Tidbits. Ugh, kind of gagged in my mouth a little bit saying that name, but besides the point. Why to endear yourselves any... Oh, way to endear yourselves in any fandom there, Randy. Borderlands 3 was a technical mess, and the series has hit... the series needs a hit, and you're out here talking about who real fans are. Way to earn that $80, man. Yeah. Even if I wasn't a dude who actually does have marketing type experiences, especially within the social media space, because I actually worked under a few people doing those actual brand things for them. Not huge ones, but kind of more local brands at times. I'm not doing that now, unfortunately, because they're mostly internships, but still, I have enough experience to know, don't do this. Like, again, if I've said it before, I'll say it again. Probably not the best idea to insult your customers, especially if you're saying, hey, real fans of my work are doing this. I hate it when YouTubers do it. I hate it when people who are community managers do it, and I especially hate it when CEOs do it. Again, if you want some more dumb things that CEOs have said, I did actually make an entire video where they basically insulted a lot of the customer intelligence throughout that video. And it was said by CEOs. They're not, some of them aren't as bad as this, as some of them sank entire fucking companies, by the by, with how they've said it, but I would still recommend it. Links to the thing probably in the iCard, or just search it up on my channel, but I'll probably put it in the archive. Next up here we have Nick Pro Reborn here saying, congrats, you've single-handedly revived the AAA piracy. And if you think he might be lying, there is a little bit of a comment later in the video that will kind of reinforce that a little bit. Duntonics here with the good old Simpsons meme of what maybe Borderlands gamers are for people without $80. We don't know. Frankly, we don't want to know. It's a market we cannot do without. It's a market we can do without, I gotta say. I hate when I misread things like that. But yeah, it's really funny how it just kind of embodies that meme of like, am I out of touch? No, it's the children who are at fault. There's a lot of good Simpsons memes that can be used for this contest. Conlid here says, you are correct. We can find a way. I have not pirated any game in like 20 years. I'm considering making an exception. So there it is, just reinforcing that earlier comments. Again, mostly a joke, I'd assume, but still funny. Demo Saraz here with the good old meme of you wouldn't buy a game in the font of you wouldn't download a car. Quite interesting. Timothy here saying, your mistake is overestimating the number of, quote, true fans you still have after Borderlands 3. Correct. And Rinse here, or Rise, I think, with a fan here. However, most of us have stagnant wages since 2021, and the cost of living has never been higher. A is correct. We could have just done without B. Now, user I'm Batman says, look at how well $70 AAA notorious franchise title is doing right now. Randy, it's not even a bad game. But no one is willing to pay even $70. If it's not your call, then you better start talking to the people and make the call to lower the price. Screenshot is taken at the time of this tweet. Now, this is, of course, a screenshot of the Steam charts of Doom the Dark Ages here. Now, again, I'm not sure if it's specifically the $70 price tag of this game that's not doing too hot here, but looking over at this actual chart here, yeah, this thing just barely broke 30k players concurrently on Steam. Now, that's the quote-unquote maximum amount, but I don't think that's the maximum amount that was actually sold. There are a couple other factors in the Doom the Dark Ages thing here that may or may not be the thing, where just some people might not have vibed with the game, some people might not have vibed with the price. It's also available on Game Pass, so that kind of eats into some sales, but not all sales. It depends on the thing, and there are much more factors than it just being $70, but I think that it being $70 is not helping the situation, like, at all. So, there is that. And Wes closing out our responses here with, don't be poor, lol, would be a great tagline for the marketing for this one. Keep it going. I have nothing to add to that. That is just amazing, amazing comeback. I love it. But of course, there are 2 more littler stories that just didn't even get into the end of month thing here, which will probably be released either Thursday or if it's not already out. But Pirate Nation here says, Mike Podsmith leaks/confirms Chicago as the second city in Cyberpunk 2077 sequel, Project Orin. This is taken from, I don't know what publication this is, but from this exact publication, we can kind of confirm that Cyberpunk will be having those fan series of places in Chicago where the next Cyberpunk game is going to be, which is actually quite interesting that they're making a sequel to this. Uncertain as to what that sequel will entail, as the Cyberpunk world itself does have some interesting stories, and the one story that we did happen to have a few different ones. I am kind of wondering which canonical ending they might actually go with, and if that has a wider effect on the world for whatever reason. And finally, here we have Porter Rock telling people the console war is over while continuing to console war himself. Bro looks like a WW2 Japanese soldier who didn't get the memo. And this is basically Porter Rock console warring about the Nintendo Switch 2, retweeting someone like Nicola, while also saying that the console war is over. I don't know. I just found that funny. So there's that. With all that being said, I think that'll about do it for today's episode of I Ranted to This Microphone unnecessarily about a long-winded topic that, quite honestly, was born from a small grain of sand. If you like what it is that I do, want to support me in any other way, shape, or form other than like and subscribe, which is always enough, links down to everything in the description below. I am looking to release my new album, probably sometime at the end of summer, but I'll give more details as we go along here. I stream every Sunday at 12 p.m. EST here on this YouTube channel, and I also stream mostly on the weekends as well, but make sure that you check the Twitch for DJ live streams, as I don't stream DJ stuff on here because of copyrighted music. Overall, again, if you like what it is I do, and love me in any cases, I'm looking to hit 1.5 subscribers by the end of the week. And with all that being said, my name is Gampang21, and a peace.